Hello everyone, I'm Cassandra.
And I'm Mom.
And this is Millennial Mom. And in today's video, we are back to recap 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, Season 2, Episode 14, the mid-season finale of The Truth Hurts. And you know what? They promised us a 2-hour mid-season finale, and we only got one. Let's get into the video. To wrap this all up, let's start with Jenny and Sami. Mom, I need to hear your feelings on them this episode.
I mean, the whole episode, not just Jenny and Sami, but just everyone in general. I'm disappointed because they left us with cliffhangers. Yes, I know they're supposed to, but I mean, we should at least get just a little bit more, right? Mm-hmm. With Jenny and Sami, they're talking about how the day is going to go because Sami is the only one that's going to go visit his parents. I guess Jenny is not trying to get that smoke.
See, I really thought that she was, because in the confessional she jumped bad, but then in front of him she's like, oh, you know what happened last time. I'm like, Jenny, where is the same energy? But when we finally got to see his parents, I was shocked.
Why?
Because it was just, I don't know if we got the full story the first time, or we just never heard the full story.
Well, we never heard the full story from Summit's parents. Of course not, because remember the cliffhanger from the previous season when they were on, they came to snatch Sumit up, so we only got Jenny's version of the story.
Well, not even with Jenny's version, because when they said that she first came there as a friend of Summit's on Facebook, and they thought she was only going to stay there for 1, maybe 2, maybe a week tops. Mm-hmm. But no, she ended up staying 4 months, and they thought that she was just a friend.
You know, I couldn't get past that. I mean, you just let a friend come stay in your house. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was like a, you know, for college if you go abroad, maybe it was the same like exchange status. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll pay you to stay here, because that's what it sounds like to me. Because when was Summit's marriage arranged the first time?
I'm pretty sure it was a little bit after 2013, but you know what? That wasn't even like the first layer for me. It was that Jenny and his mom was kicking it like good girlfriends.
Right. Those pictures, they were all smiling. I was like, what? Like, what happened in between? But we know what happened. They learned that Sami and Jenny was staying up late at night. They was on the creep.
Was creeping, somebody sleeping in my bed. Well, their son's bed, and they was not here for it. So after that, they were like, no, she gotta go, because she's double his age. She should be treating him like a son. So pretty much they're disgusted.
When Sumit is walking down the way, taking his sweet time, get to his parents' house, he gets up the stairs, and that's where they leave off. I was so disappointed. I was hoping we'd at least get a little bit of a conversation.
But now we're switching off to Devin and Jihoon. So first we see Devin and her mama just at a restaurant eating or whatever. And I guess this is the first time Jihoon is watching both of the kids. And they were like, how do you think it's going? And their mom was like, terrible. They were saying Drizel's probably bullying Jihoon. I was like, and this once again goes back to when she ran off in the street. How was that his fault again?
You know what? It will always be his fault. Whatever Drusilla does that's misbehaving is Jihoon's fault. But it's Devin's mom's last day, and she's trying to convince Devin, you know what? Just go ahead and come on home. Are you sure you want to stay? All that stuff. But Devin is determined to stay because she wants to give the relationship a chance to grow, to see what can happen.
I honestly don't even know why she wants to even stay, because only thing that Devin's mom does is blame Jihoon, saying, oh, I'm leaving her in the hands of someone who's a boy, 16 years old. And Devin always goes on to complain that Jihoon's not a man. And I'm just like, why are you still here, Devin? Why? And why is Devin's mom still blaming Jihoon for Devin's actions?
Well, Devin is still there because she wants Taeyoung to have a mom and a dad. Because clearly Drusilla's dad's not in the picture, so she wants them all to have a chance to have a family because Jihoon has supposedly stepped up to the plate. But if you ask Devin's mom, he hasn't. So now it's time for Devin's mom to leave, and Jihoon's like, yes, I finally get peace back in my life. Devin's upset. Drusilla's upset. She's like, why is Nana crying? She doesn't understand that her Nana's going back home. Now, when they come back inside, what happens? The phone rings. It's Jihoon's mom. Oh, what'd she want? Devin said. Oh, she just wants her credit card. What? You're borrowing money? Are we surprised he's borrowing money? I mean...
I don't know why she's surprised that he's borrowing money. You know this already, Devin. He only has a part-time job. Still. And then when we first see the scene with Binyam and Ari, what was Binyam doing?
Well, he had a bun on his head and looked like he was like washing clothes in a basin or something. I don't know.
With the bun on his head?
Mm-hmm.
Ari is still going on about whether or not she wants to stay here, where she wants to go. And Binyam is really trying to be like, I'm trying. I'm going to do whatever I can for you to stay. All the things he's been doing this whole time. And you know what, Mom? I was in a rock and a hard place with this because I felt bad for Binyam, but I didn't. I felt bad for Ari, but I didn't. Because I feel like Ari fell in love with the dreads and the abs. And now the dreads and the abs not there no more. She's kind of like not interested. And Binyam... this is the same cycle for him again. So I don't know how I feel. Like, do I feel bad for him? Do you feel bad for them?
No. I do know what you're saying, though. I know that Ariella is what I've been saying. She's a free spirit. She's a traveler. She's used to having things. You could tell that her family gives her things. So she's used to a different lifestyle versus Binyam, who's not. Now, he seemed like he was trying to get things ready for Ari, but when they go along in their day and they go look at different places to stay because their apartment's not ready, and we find out that with all 4 jobs Binyam has,
4 jobs or 4 hobbies,
it only amounts to $500 a month, and where Ari wants to stay is $1,500, or is it $14?
Doesn't matter. He don't got it.
And Ari has come to learn that maybe Binyam can't take care of her after all. That's the issue, because she wants the baby to have a safe place to stay, a toilet, hot running water, all that stuff. And Binyam seems like he didn't tell the whole truth. So I don't feel sorry for that. I just know that Ari should have did a little bit more research or spent a little bit more time with Binyam to figure out what was really going on.
Well, at least Binyam's actually trying. He has the apartment. He just said it's going to take a week to get fixed. But we all know it's not going to take a week to get fixed.
So now we're in Mexico with Kenny and Armando, and there's 2 things happening today. The first is Kenny's daughters are going home to Florida. Now, they're all emotional because they don't want to leave their dad, and they're still reminiscing about what happened the night before with the slur that someone said to them at the table. And the concern is they don't want their dad to get hurt. They want Armando to be safe. And also, when he goes visit his parents, how will it be? But Kenny's trying to assure them that he'll be okay. Before the daughters leave, one of them said something nice. They were like, you know what, Dad? You'll make a great new mom to Hannah, because we've seen how you interact with her, and we know that you'll be good to her and she'll be in good hands. Now, as they leave for the airport, Kenny and Armando pack for Armando's village to meet his parents.
I felt like this whole scene was boring. They should have just cut to the part that we wanted to see, which was Kenny and Armando going to meet the parents. That's what they set this whole season up to be, but now we have to wait until October 11th for that part. Y'all, and then we get back to Brittany and Yazid. To me, once again, when we saw them, the whole scene just felt set up and fake, like they haven't seen or talked to each other in like weeks or so. Did you feel that vibe?
No, only you did.
Well, we found out that Brittany has to go to Chicago today for some business. Now, we might have thought it was some business with some other dude or something like that. No, it's business about her getting a divorce, because she filed first in Chicago, but she didn't hear nothing back from them, so she refiled in Florida. And I'm like, how come she just didn't call and check up if she was that concerned about getting a divorce to marry Yazid?
Yeah, we did think, or was it me? Or was it we?
It was we.
We thought she was going to Chicago for something else. So, okay, Brittany, maybe you do have business to take care of, and hopefully she'll get some type of resolution, or like submit, pay to get it started. Either way, she lied to Yazan, and deep down, Yazan knows or feels that she's playing games and may not even come back.
Well, she had to lie to Yazan, because if she was to ever tell him, even though they're going to find out when they watch this back, that she was still married coming down there, they would have a conniption. And we already saw the conniption the first time. We don't want to see it the second time from Yazan or his parents. And the last couple that we are going to wrap up with for the mid-season finale is Tim and Melissa. Now, if there's one person who told us and me about Melissa, it was Mom right here. Because I, for the first few episodes, was like, okay, I can see Melissa's side. But then as it started to progress, I was like, you're doing just a little bit too much, Melissa. If you really want to be with them, be with them. But on this episode, I was like, oh no, she's tripping.
Just this episode?
This episode was the icing on the cake, and we blew out the candles and served the cake for me.
No, mine was episode 1, whenever they came on. Just her demeanor, just with the things she was saying about Tim being selfish. He needs to do this, he needs to do that. But remember, Tim took counseling. Tim did everything that Melissa requested, and he upped and moved to Colombia. So how is he still being selfish? How is he still not doing what you asking him to do? Melissa has been checked out for quite some time. Now, when we see them, Tim and Melissa are at an outdoor cafe, and Tim lets her know how the employment situation went. So while he's telling her how it went, he said, well, you know, the bottom line for me to get a job and stay in Colombia is we probably would have to get married. And Melissa's like, oh no, that's not what's on my mind.
Right, like no.
And Tim was like, well, I didn't think so with all the things going on. And, you know, if push comes to shove, I still have my job back in the States. Melissa's like, what? You do? You mean to tell me you lied to me? I'm like, lied to you? So Tim came over to Colombia. He may or may not get a job. He didn't know how you were feeling or whatever. He knows your parents aren't with it. They don't care for him. You even tell him every time, well, I'm with you because my parents don't want me to be with you. And you're upset because he still has his job, so he's just supposed to give up everything and depend on you. What? Absolutely not. Tim, I said to you 5 episodes ago, come on home, Tim.
Yeah, I wasn't with that part either. Like, how does she feel? Okay, he kept something from you. That part. But you don't want to get married to him in no type of fashion. And you know that's the only way that he's going to be able to work. So if you don't want to marry him, he would have to be dependent on you. And I'm sure you're going to say he's not man enough for you because he's depending on you. So it's like, what do you really want from the situation? It kind of seems like she's still a woman scorned, and she's trying to just keep giving him payback after payback after payback. Even with saying, you know, oh, I didn't tell you to come over here for me. You chose that. He's minimizing my sacrifices. What about my sacrifices? Well, when you came to the States, you were able to work. He's not able to work. So that is all around selfish. And then the biggest bombshell of the whole episode and season. She got secrets too. I just did not appreciate that.
You shouldn't have been not appreciated it. I told you a long time ago.
Okay, so that was the mid-season finale of season 2 of 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way. And you know what? I'm actually glad it was only 1 hour, because if it was 2, we would have been stuck here with unresolved answers.
I agree. And I still say they could at least give us one couple with what was going to happen. Not like all the couples. I mean, they know we're waiting on Armando and Kenny and Brittany and Yazan, but we could at least seen, I don't know.
You like something.
Somebody. Yeah.
Well, let us know what you guys thought about this week's episode in the comments down below, and what you are waiting for that's going to happen on October 11th. Thank you all so much for watching our review for 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. You share this video to other people who watch 90 Day Fiancé the other way and all the other franchises they have with it. And you also become a subscriber to our channel so you don't miss any updates of our lives, subscriber giveaways, Cook with Mom, and all of our other videos we have coming up.
Thank you all for watching, and as always, live simply, be grateful.